Hello everyone, Vito's a crazy back here with another review, and this is the Bicycle Evolution in red from Elite Playing Cards. You can see it's got a lot of red foil. I guess that is. It says Bicycle on top, Evolution Playing Cards on the bottom. Kind of hard to make out playing cards, but it's there. Nice spade pip with a spade pip within. Nice details. It's supposed to have a kind of futuristic look. It says Evolution on one side, and that is red foil. And then same on the other top. It says Evolution under the seal. And the bottom, it is made by USBC and ElitePlayingCards.com, and there is a 7 of Hearts reveal on the barcode, which is kind of strange because it's not really the most usable or practical deck for Magic or anything like that. So kind of questioned why they would put that. The back is the back design, which is kind of plain. It says Ericus and Fans cards on the bottom. Standard seal in red, which is a nice touch. And the flat Bicycle trademark stuff and the Elite Playing Cards logo. This deck originally came out in blue on Kickstarter a year or two ago, whatever it was. And now they decided to produce it in a different color. It was originally made available, it pissed me off a little bit. This was originally made available to backers of the Bicycle Collector's Playing Cards, which is reviewed not too long ago. In their project, as an add-on, you can get for 25 bucks or whatever this deck, the Collectors, and I think the Excellence. And I thought that was nice. You can get this new deck, 2 decks that were new on one project. Unfortunately, it upset me because before I got this on the project, it was already available in Magic shops and card shops, and had I known that, I probably would not have pledged the extra money to get it, and a second collector's deck and the Excellence deck, which I didn't need. So it pissed me off a little bit. But anyways, move along. You do get an ad card for Elite Playing Cards. It's really hard to see the writing. Especially, yeah, all of it. I mean, is that say Elite? It looks like 5 lines to me. It's ridiculous. If that's supposed to say Elite, it's supposed to say Elite, but all I see is 5 lines. You can't see the rest of the writing. Really horrible in my opinion. Here's the back design. Actually, this is a red back design, is it not? Oh, I guess it is. Which makes me, well, that's the back design. It's got nothing much going on. It's supposed to be like a futuristic look, a playing card. If this is where playing cards are going, I'm going to stop collecting because I don't like it. Fortunately, that is not. You do get a card that's basically a blank card. I have a bit of a problem with cards that have way too many details on the faces. I mean, it's supposed to be a blank card, but it's got all these extra details on there that kind of match the back design. Anyways, you get some jokers. I say joker in the corner. In the other 2 corners, you got a silhouette of a joker tiptoeing around, and you see the same silhouette in the center. And this one is identical. And again, just too much going on, and you can't even barely tell that's a joker. You can barely see the silhouette. I will say it is kind of fitting that they did the red deck because the face of the cards are blue and red. So they had the blue one, so it's kind of fitting that they did the red as well. But hopefully this is not a continuing trend with Elite Playing Cards. The Ace of Spades is that spade pip with a little spade pip in the center that says Evolution. And I think Playing Cards, yes, it says Playing Cards on the Evolution, but it's almost impossible to read. You do have an index with a pip on top of the letter, and you do have a pip in the opposite 2 corners as well. Oddly enough, it's easier to read this pip. Like I was saying, oddly enough, it's easier to see this pip than it is the one in the index, and I have a problem with that. The index is supposed to be easy to read. It is not. It's also backwards. Most people in the world are used to an index with the number or letter on top and the pip underneath it. This one is reversed, and it's hard to read. It's horrible in my opinion. You get onto the other aces, see the red. I mean, the artwork, the shininess and everything looks really nice, but it's not really usable for anything, especially with indexes like that. You get to the court cards. Another problem with elite playing cards is pretty standard court cards, and these pips seem kind of unnecessary, but whatever. And again, one thing they do is they put all these details and they shrink the court card into this little thing in the center. It's almost every deck that they put out has that same problem. Then we get to the number cards. Here you go, custom pips and everything. Blue for the hearts, spades and clubs, sorry, and hearts and diamonds, of course, in red. And it is what it is. I believe these were designed by the Cardisons. It used to be known as the Cardisons, just because it's their kind of style, which is way too much stuff going on the faces, way overkill, and I'm not a big fan of that. You want to customize the faces, that's fine. You want to customize the court cards instead of just putting standard cards with all sorts of crap around it and making them unusable and stuff like that. They handle nice, they're bicycle stock air glisten finish, like it says on the box. And I mean, it's an interesting idea, but it is what it is. As far as the art and the theme is concerned, I mean, I like the idea of a futuristic deck, but I think that the grid playing cards and well, the grid playing cards did a pretty good job. There's other decks that is similar idea that are better. Actually, I think it is the Bicycle Legacy from 4PM, not the grid. Those ones were really nice. These ones, not so much. As far as the artwork is concerned, I'm gonna have to say no more than a 3 out of 5, maybe even less. Just not very usable, not very readable, and way too much going on. The backs are okay for fanning, as you can see, but they seem to lack a little bit for my liking, and in the faces got way too much. As far as handling is concerned, that's obviously fine. I'll say 4 out of 5. Maybe, well, a bit of clumpiness, so I'll say 3 out of 5, or 3 3/4 out of 5, sorry, for handling. As far as usability is concerned, would I recommend using these for poker or playing cards or Magic? Hell no. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5 for usability. It is not usable. It's almost impossible to read the indexes. It's kind of hard to see some of the pips. The jokers are not good. Okay, I'll say 3 out of 5. I'll be a little nice. Overall, as far as I'm concerned, and bear in mind this is just a recolor of the backs. Everything else in the faces is the same. So I might have even been a little bit too fair when I gave my rating for the artwork, but whatever. Overall, I'm gonna say no more than a 3 out of 5. It's just, I mean, it's okay for collection purposes, but it's nothing amazing. And I've noticed that lately, the last couple of decks that, not including the Bicycle Collectors that Elite Playing Cards has put out, were recolors. They had the 1 million, Bicycle 1 million in red, which seemed completely unnecessary. And then they got this one, the Bicycle Evolution, in red. And I don't know. I think the reason why we're seeing recolors is because they lost their artists from the Cardisons because they didn't pay them. and they don't have anyone else to do art, so they're just doing recolors, I guess. I don't know. That could be a reason. I think, personally, unless Elite Playing Cards comes out with something that's completely different and brand new, I will probably be done with them, because it seems like every time they come out with a deck, it's like the same thing in a new package. Different name, different tuck case, different back design, slightly different faces, but it's almost the same thing over and over and over again. And a lot of the decks have way too much going on in the faces, and it's just, I'm getting tired of it, personally. Not to mention, I am upset by the fact that they did not pay the Cardistans, I should say, for the artwork they did. I'm not sure if they paid the guy who did the Bicycle Majestic, which was 9870 Design, I believe. And I don't know. Not to mention, they're not the nicest people. When myself, and somebody else at the very least made a comment on the Facebook page about the recolors of the decks, it wasn't saying anything negative. It was just basically questioning why they're doing all these recolors. Immediately, they blocked me and the other person, and I think deleted the comments. That is not good business sense. To not listen to people and to block them just because you don't like that they're questioning you. Just not a fan of that. Not a fan of their behavior. Not a fan of how they treat their artists. Not a fan of how they treat their backers and their supporters or anything like that. Just ridiculous. And that is that. You can get these at collectibleplayingcards.com if you want. If you really, really need them, you can use the code VJSday for you to get 10% off in your order. And I do recommend it because it's definitely worth saving money on a deck like this. That is that. I'll see you next time.